Hey y'all, it's me, Cynthia from Sunhouse Craft. Today we're going to be making a turkey wing, so hopefully today will be the first in many broom making adventures that we have together. Let's get started. So you should have within reach one of your broom corn bundles. You should have some scissors or a knife, some string, and what is called a foot brake. So I just use a stick for my foot brake. There's lots of fancier versions of spools and things like that. This is what I use. This is actually going to go underneath your feet here, and that's how you keep tension while you're weaving the broom. So the other thing you're going to need is a jerk string, and this is kind of the broom maker's secret right here. So this is just a string, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to loop it through itself like that, and then just make a little knot. So this is going to serve later as a little loop that's going to pull my whole string underneath of itself, and that's what's going to hold the whole broom together. Then you're going to take your bundle of broom corn and you're going to divide it into 12 even bundles, making a cross as you do. And then these last two bundles I'm going to combine. So now I have a cross of 10 bundles and one slightly bigger bundle. So this bundle is going to be your lead bundle. This is the one you're going to start off your broom with. You'll tie a knot in the line, just like so, just a simple overhand knot, and then you're just going to bury that about halfway. And this is, when I say up, I mean towards the top or towards the handle. I'm letting this fluffy part be the bottom of my broom. So I'm going to just bury the knot and lightly, keeping a light tension. If you do too tight of a tension, it'll pull your knot out until you've gone around twice, and then you can start applying real tension. So I'll go around 3 times. So what I have is a band that start to finish. Here's where I buried my knot, and here's my 3 lines here. And then when I get around to that spot, I'm going to take the next bundle of broom corn and I'm going to put it in and underneath, and then I'm going to pull everything tight using my fingers to sort of hold that bundle in one place. So that's going to look like this. You can see what my pinky is doing right there, and then you can see my index fingers here are really flattening out this whole thing. That's going to be key to your bundles not wandering all over the place, which is kind of what they'll want to do if you're a beginner. So I'm going to go around somewhat lightly, and then when I get to that 3rd lap around, I'm going to pull. Then I'll take another bundle, put it underneath, and I'm always adding the bundles to the front. I'm always adding the bundles to the same spot and in the same order after I've gone around 3 times. You could go around 4 times, you could go around 5 times. I'll show you in a moment how you can kind of make a stair pattern in there. But this is one option. So I'm going around 3 times, I'm adding a bundle. I'm going around 3 times, I'm adding a bundle. So what that happens is the pattern of your effort becomes apparent in the work. In some ways, brooms are like funny clocks that have just recorded what you've done. Okay, so it's starting to come together. It's starting to look like a turkey wing. So I'm trying to be careful to keep everything planar, P-L-A-N-A-R in this. So what that means is from this dimension, it looks pretty flat here, and then you can see the whole surface of the pattern. So it's essentially like a box. So it's flat on one side where you can see the pattern. I'm working really hard to keep all my bundles in order. Sometimes if your bundles start to stray to the front like this one is now, you can kind of manipulate it back to some degree. And then proceed. So if I want to try that fancy diagonal pattern, what that will mean, I'll do this bundle in the same manner. I know it's kind of like watching somebody tie a balloon animal. 1, 2, 3. And this time, instead of continuing the same pattern, I'm actually going to use my thumb to climb. So I'm going to use my thumb to brace the string here. I'm going to climb upwards, and then I'm going to put my bundle, my next bundle underneath a little higher up. So this is just a different technique. This is more the traditional, kind of what you see, more on Appalachian style brooms. And I'm making sure that diagonal is fully there on one side and completely not visible on the back side. I'll go around 3 times, 3.5 in this case, and I'll go diagonally again on the same side. And again, I'm just keeping my distances the same, my strings the same. Then these last 2 bundles I'll do in that same original manner, just for funsies. So there are basically 2 techniques that we're going over right now. One is how you climb this way, and the other is simply stacking the threads. And this, y'all, is my last bundle. So when I've got everything lashed on there, I'm going to show you there's one of the handle options that you have, which is one of the things that's important about this is you never want to let tension go on your broom after you have it started. So even when we're hanging out here talking right now, I'm actually with this arm kind of like, ugh. I'm not going to let that tension go because that'll make my broom sort of collapse. So I'm going to use my thumb to hold that tension so I can let go of tension on the foot brake. And then I'm going to tie a little loop. It's pretty awkward, but you can do it. I have faith. I'm going to tie a little loop in the line itself. And that is going to act as a little hanging handle once it gets onto the broom. Here we go. So now I have a little loop in my line itself. Before I keep going, I'm going to take my jerk string and I'm going to place it on my broom. And you always want to make sure, I could have put my jerk string down before these last laps. I'm choosing to put it down now. And then I'm going to just wrap really tightly around. You can see where my loop is now on my broom itself. And here I'm just going to kick the head of that loop around so it doesn't get caught up in the binding. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to wrap, especially if it's your first broom, go around the jerk string 5, 6, 7 times. It should be challenging to pull the nylon through. Okay, so then I'm going to hold tight again with my thumb, cut the line down below me, and then I'm going to poke that through with the jerk string, the head of the jerk string, switch so my other thumb is holding it tight, and then pull the jerk string out really hard. So now my jerk string has caused my string to go underneath of itself, and that's actually what's going to lock your whole broom in place. If you're feeling great about the amount of tension you have here, you can go ahead and cut this string really close. If you're not feeling like, I don't know how tight that is, go ahead and leave yourself a long tail, and then either using an awl or just carefully you can kind of tuck that tail in there. You don't want your broom to come unraveled. So here we have, if you want to fan out your broom, you can shrimp it, as I like to say, over your knee like that. And then if you want to trim the tops to a more even length, you can come through like that. There's a little bit more fussing you can do at this point with kind of scooting strings around, but I'm pretty happy with that. I like how that came out. If I want to trim the top, I can again use my scissors and just do it bite by bite, or take my knife against a table and cut into that. So that's it, y'all. That's your first turkey wing.